The things that you want for your life, the things that you've been searching for your life, have been set up for you already.
Life is precious, and we all have the opportunity of living it to the fullest. Unfortunately, so few of us know how to manage it all. How do we account for our opportunities? How do we account for our time? How do we account for our relationships, health, spirituality, homes, finances, influence, and careers? How do we account for the one life we have to live? I am so glad you asked. In this program, you will find answers to all of these questions and more. Welcome to the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore.
And so today's topic is the misunderstood easy way. The misunderstood easy way. So, wow, it's crazy because I think it was last year, right around when the pandemic was starting. I remember we was doing something at our church, and so I'm over the youth department, and we were having one of those spiritual revivals, and because of kind of like timing, I kind of had to do it. Like I had to be the one who was going to do the speaking and stuff like that, and I just remember we got kicked out of the church, and then we was online, and a month before that, I was enlightened about this something called easy. And it was like, oh, this is the easy way. I went to a friend of mine's church, Kagia Scott. Shout out to my man G, doing amazing things down there in North Carolina. And so here it is. Went to his church. I went and spoke. Like, I'm not a pastor. But I just love sharing. I just love sharing, how God has used me and how God has allowed this authority to start coming out of me. And there it was. I was enlightened to something called the easy way. Shout out to my man, Frank Dent, who also was a part of that because we were spending a lot of time together, and this easy way was born. And the easy way is based on the same premise that you've heard of. You've heard of a couple things in the Bible, right? Because you studied the Bible. A couple things in the Bible that talks about easy. One talks about easy being hard, and the other talks about easy being easy. So the one that I really loved and enjoyed and what created the easy way was the one that was hard. The one that talks about wide is the gate and narrow is the way, right? And few, like everyone's on the road that does seem easy. I love that one even more than the other one, but the other one is really, really perfect for this. I love that one because I said, wow, everyone's going the easy way. Everyone's going the way that's leading them to destruction. But if I go the opposite direction, that's even easier. Here's why I felt like it was easy. I said, man, that's easy because I get exactly what I want. I'm like, yo, they said it was hard. But no, getting what you want is easy. Not easy in the sense of it being easy. It's easy in the sense that there's a framework. So I just got finished doing the Tax-Free Wealth Challenge. Tax-Free Wealth Challenge is for early stage entrepreneurs who want to fast track their finances by way of taxes, right? And they don't want to have to worry about how much it costs to go and hire a CPA to give them all this information and help them to understand it. And they got it for free, right? So here it is. I'm doing a Tax-Free Wealth Challenge, and the first step in understanding tax-free wealth is what is embedded into the easy way. Knowledge, which the easy E stands for education. You got to get education. If you don't get educated about going the opposite direction, about going the narrow way, about becoming the authority that you're supposed to be, you can forget it. Because look, merely getting book knowledge is not going to help. It's not going to sit in because I'm going to tell you what book knowledge does. And I love my man, Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor has taught me so much. If you don't know who Bob Proctor is, look him up. He's an awesome, incredible dude. This dude is 87. He's been teaching how to think for 60 years, and he's going strong. Like dude is killing it. I love Bob. So Bob learned, he got knowledge from people who understand thinking. And I think the doctor's name is Dr. Leland Vanderwall or something like that, who showed Bob what his perspective of was how the mind works with the body. And it's an amazing little drawing that the doc created, and Bob's been teaching this ever since. He took the knowledge. See, when you take the knowledge, when you get educated, what happens is you not only get educated and get intellectual knowledge, which is the first level of knowledge. That's the knowledge of going to school and just kind of learning things. But it's not until these things get into your subconscious mind. It's got to get down in there. It's got to get into your emotional state. A lot of people, feel things like depression. A lot of people feel things like anxiety and fear, and a lot of people are afraid. But when you have those things in you, you're going to miss out on this easy way. It's not even possible for you to go the opposite direction. It's not. Because what will happen is you'll see everybody else in fear. You'll see everybody else not having confidence. You'll see everybody else worrying. And what's going to happen to you? You're just going to follow along. But you got to understand this knowledge. Look, in the book of Proverbs, it talks about and it shares this idea of, hey, get knowledge, right? But get wisdom, right? But if it costs you your life, if it costs you all your money, you better understand. You better get you some understanding. If you don't get the understanding, you can have the wisdom, you can have the knowledge, and it won't work for you. See, this misunderstood easy way, like it's so basic. Get educated. Apply what you've been educated on. Dude, that's why I do this podcast. I wanted a way where I could learn something, I could teach something, and I could become something all at the same time. And a gentleman by the name of Ray Higdon, he was one of the top network marketers of all times. Quit network marketing. He quit network marketing as a top earner, and decided that all he would do is teach network marketers how to make money. And I learned from Ray Higdon about 4 years ago, maybe 5, as he was still in network marketing, because I was on his list and I'm learning. I said, man, I like Ray. I like what he's doing. And Ray taught me something. Here's what Ray taught me. The same thing that I'm doing today is what he taught me. He says, Jay, well, I don't actually know Ray. I'm just saying, if he was in front of me, see, remember, I take classes, I take courses, I read books. And so he says, hey, Jay, well, the best way for you to learn anything is the first thing you got to do is invest. You got to invest into the knowledge, right? So you got to invest into the knowledge. You've got to then learn said knowledge, and then you got to go teach said knowledge. ILT is what he called it. Framework. I use that today. See, guys, this is why you read. This is why you get mentors. This is why you learn from other people, because other people have keys that you don't have. And when you can implement their key into your car, into what you're doing, then you can become more. Here it is. I took Ray's template, the ILT method, to start a podcast. But I didn't say, I'm going to use that method. I said, I'm going to learn that. Because I was educating myself. I was investing into myself. Because I said, this easy way thing is, dude, I want to do life easy. See, most people always talking about stuff is hard. Now, I will tell you that business is hard. I will tell you that entrepreneurship is definitely hard, but it's doable. You just got to go through it. You got to go through it and go through it. There's not one specific path in entrepreneurship. You could learn from Jay. You could learn from Ray. You could learn from Grant Cardone. You could learn from Bob Proctor. You can learn from everybody who's teaching something or doing something. But it's not until you create your own frameworks, until you kind of like figure out for yourself, then you'll have your own steps. But in the process, you can use other people's stuff. So that's how I started to become a better speaker, is because I'm going to invest, I'm going to learn it, then I'm going to go and teach it immediately, so that as I'm teaching it and learning it and applying it, it's all coming to me, right? So you apply it, education, apply, right? I'm going to skip to S, right? Everything is systematic, right? I just got finished teaching in tax-free wealth. But I have a brand new program that I promoted my the people in tax-free wealth to, called the More Money No Taxes program. It's a 9-week coaching program where I help these entrepreneurs early stage who kind of like don't know where they are, not sure kind of like where to go and how things work. Yeah, they know they need marketing. Yeah, they know they need finances and accounting and taxes, and they know they need different things. And I says, well, let's go back to the beginning. And we're going to go from the beginning. We're going to go from the beginning, so that once you get to the end of this 9 weeks, you actually have a framework to go into your business so that you can actually market and do all this stuff. That's what the course is. So I got finished and I'm promoting into the course. And one of the modules inside the course is all about systems. That's the last one. And there's 3 types of systems you got to have in your business. There's hard systems, soft systems, and there's information systems inside of a business that you must have, right? And so here it is. When you are going the easy way, you got to find a way to do things systematically, because it's like habits. If you don't have the right habits, if you don't have the right systems around who you're going to become, around your authority, then what will happen is, here's what's going to happen. You're going to falter. Things are going to fall apart. You'll go back to what everyone else is doing. You'll go back to being competitive. You'll go back to not creating. And you'll wonder one day, say, man, what happened? It's kind of like, I stopped running for a while. And I was like, wow, why did I stop running? That running is one of my systems. Running is one of my soft systems that gets me results. And I hadn't been running. I'm back to running. Now, I was still working out. So I was still, what I was doing in my life, I'm still working on my physical well-being. I just realized that running gives me something totally different. Here's what running gives me. And it's not the fact that I want to go running. Running connects me to nature and the spirit. That's what running does. It's not about the results of, I ran 2-3 miles and, oh man, this is great, I got a good sweat. Nope. That's an added bonus. But the main reason I go running is it connects me to spirit. I decided now that I run, again, I used to always have my headphones on. No more headphones. Because I realized my headphones, if I'm listening to something, where it's giving me knowledge, or it's giving me something that I might want to hear about, I said, let me just have a free mind while I'm out there. Yesterday, some amazing things happened while I was running. So you got to have system. And lastly, before I get to the last thing, I do want to quote this, because this is important. And it says, "Come unto me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me." Remember, you got to learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your soul. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. This misunderstood easy way leads you into submission to the King, Christ himself. You must submit your life to the King. But he's saying, dude, I've got the easy way for you. All you have to focus on is allowing me to walk with you, is allowing me to lead you. Look, you cannot lead yourself. No, you can't do it. You must lead yourself. And when you allow him to lead you, he will allow you to be connected to the Creator himself. Wouldn't you want that? See, because as we look at the why of easy, it's all about you. You must look at you as your secret wealth. I got that from J. Abraham. You are your own secret wealth. It's not like you need another tactic. It's not like you need, a certain type of business so that you can make all sorts of money. You already possess it. It's already been created, but you must now commit and dedicate your life to you because your authority is waiting. Now, here's the thing. Your authority must be submitted to the king, the authorized dealer who distributes and who maintains all authority. Just like how a dealership, when you buy a car, you get this car, and then you got to take it into the dealership for maintenance and for updates. It's the same thing. You cannot disconnect from the authorized dealer, and there's only one authorized dealer. It's the king. So you got to take it in to where he is now. The king has ambassadors. I'm one of the king's ambassadors, so I'm one of the ones who can speak on the king's behalf, right? Because I've been delegated an authority to help people to start discovering what their unique gifts are and what their authority is in their life. And so this platform is created to start bringing people towards that, so that where this is not the end, this is part of the beginning of your process, right? I don't know what's going to happen down the line. I just know right now, based on where he has me, this is the beginning of your journey. The Healthy Accountant Podcast, the Accountulating Podcast, where you get to account for your life. So guys, the easy way is actually easy. And I'm telling you that because as we look at the framework, educate, apply, it's all about you and your authority, and then the systematic approach that you'll need in order to stay focused. That's what makes it easy. Not the fact that there's going to be pain involved. Yes, there's pain involved with running, getting connected with the Spirit. There's pain involved with doing things that you're uncomfortable with. But like Zig Ziglar said, he says, man, the pain leads to the pleasure. He says, man, when he was out there running and losing weight, way back when he had wrote the book, I can't remember the book he wrote, but he wrote this book and he realized that he was overweight prior to the book launch. And he says he had 6 months to lose like 30 or 40 pounds. And so because he had already written a book. And so he had to put some things in there that put him on notice. And so by the time that book was launched, he had lost all the weight. He was the best of himself. He says, man, but it was just like he got to that point where he realized he was running. He was like, yo, but what I'm getting, he says, the results are beautiful. And that's what authority is. Authority is beautiful. It's a principle. This easy is a principle. So look, you've come this far, and hopefully, look, you could be just catching this podcast at this point. Look, if you're catching the podcast and we're here at the end of authority, we got one more lesson. I'm not sure exactly what that lesson is yet, but we got one more lesson last day of this month. Man, you're going to have to go back. You're going to have to get the book. You're going to have to go back. I got an awesome announcement. That's right. I have an unbelievable announcement coming on the 31st. That's what I do have. Launch. We're going to launch something. We're going to help you. We're going to put some things in your hands, and they're going to help you to take your life to the next level. Wouldn't you like that? I'd love to be able to show you that, because God has enriched my life. He's put something in me that only I have. That is beautiful. Only you have what you have. So look, yes, we're at the end. Easy is misunderstood, but it's not about having no work. As we close, it's not about there not being any work, because there is work. It's about focus. It's about using these frameworks. It's about becoming the person you were created to be, and it's about submitting to the King. If you submit to the King and you allow him to lead you and allow him to show you who you were created to be, he will delegate to you an assignment. He will elevate you from citizen to ambassador, and you will become someone who can speak on behalf of the King in a delegated fashion. So guys, I appreciate you. I love you guys. You just don't know how much I love you guys. You just don't know how much I love the fact that this assignment has really changed my life. And I look forward to catching up with you soon. Maybe in a program, because I believe that programs and coaching and mentorship is what's going to help you to take yourself to the next level. So I look forward to seeing you very soon. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.
Thanks for joining us, listening friends. We are so glad you invested this time with us. Always remember, you only have one life to live, so live it to the fullest. This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.